I'm Jake.
And I'm Christine.
And welcome to the first old school trailer Hounds of the summer. And knowing that some schools don't get off until about mid-June, thought we'd take this opportunity to look at one high school themed movie trailer. Today, we're going to be looking at the trailer for one of the most beloved 1980s high school films, The Breakfast Club. A movie about a couple of kids serving Saturday detention and how it changes their lives. You seen this one?
I have.
Sweet. I knew you'd see at least that one.
Seen this classic.
I saw it when I was 10, and even before I knew a bunch of what they were talking about, I loved it.
And then you see it again and you're like, oh my god, this is even greater. Then you see it later in life and it's just like, oh.
Depressingly real.
Yes.
When you grow up, your heart dies.
Without further ado, let's watch this.
Now, 7:06. You have exactly 8 hours and 54 minutes to ponder the error of your ways. Any questions?
8 hours.
Is Barry Manilow
Doesn't
known
happen
in
anymore.
Wade's wardrobe? In a John Hughes film.
Why not so nice to me? Because you're letting him in.
The Breakfast Club.
A lot of the smiling I give for this trailer is because I know the movie. But imagine you haven't seen The Breakfast Club. What would you think seeing this trailer?
I thought it was really well done, and it just gave little snippets of kind of their relationship building and the fun things that they do without giving too much away.
They'll break the rules.
Chicks cannot hold me smoke. That's what it is.
Bare their souls.
I'm a nymphomaniac.
Looks like a movie about a bunch of kids in detention, and highlights, yeah, there's gonna be like some character study, exploring who they are, but also showing there are some funny parts, like falling through the ceiling, getting high in detention. Can't think of any trailers today that would show them toking it up. And yeah, just dancing on the rafters.
The Breakfast Club. They only met once.
I don't want to be alone anymore.
The Breakfast Club was the second or third film from John Hughes, who was considered the Stanley Kubrick of high school movies. Before this, he made 16 Candles, also with Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall, who plays, they play Claire the Preppy and Brian the Geek. And the same year as this, he made Weird Science, which also starred Anthony Michael Hall. And 1 year after this, John Hughes would make what some consider his comedic masterpiece, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Very different than The Breakfast Club, but also a classic.
But it changed their lives forever.
Man, I can say you guys, my friend. I'm not wrong, am I?
Universal Pictures presents.
The whole movie takes place in this library, with the exception of the scene where they go to get the weed, and a few scenes with the principal. And for a film that takes place in one location most of the time, with a very small cast, it was really enthralling. And I saw this movie when I was fucking 10, and I thought it was great. Like, my family kept thinking, like, it was the TV version, so they cut out a few bits, but my family thought I wouldn't think it was interesting, but I totally found it interesting and loved it all the way through. I love the characters, and
They'll break the rules, bare their souls, take some chances. They only met once, but it changed their lives forever.
I agree. It was just, classic, funny, interesting mix of groups and people, and
yeah,
showed we all have similarities.
nobody's perfect. Everybody's got their own demons, and it's a cool job of mixing everybody from these different social groups. And everybody in the cast did a pretty good job. Judd Nelson as John Bender, the criminal of the group. He was actually 25 when he made this movie, and to test out how convincing he could be as a kid, definitely couldn't get away with this today. He hung out with a bunch of high schoolers, like went to a school, pretended he was a kid, and after school, he bought them all beer, claiming he had a fake ID.
Oh, that's funny.
Take some chances. Being bad feels pretty good. And touch each other in a way they never dreamed possible.
Emilio Estevez, brother of Charlie Sheen, is the jock, Andrew. And Ali Sheedy, she's the recluse, as the trailer says, or as the movie puts it, the basket case. The one who seems like she has the most issues, but in a way, kind of has her head on straighter than most. Anthony Michael Hall and Molly Ringwald, they actually were 16 when they made this. The only genuine teenagers of the whole film.
A brave, a beauty, a jock, a rebel, and a recluse.
I'm just curious of where, what's his face, oh my god, the thug of them all.
Judd Nelson.
Yeah, did the little match thing, like.
He probably did that for real. He improvised a lot of stuff, like hawking a loogie and catching it in his mouth, setting his shoe on fire, and the scene where he pulls out a switchblade, that was his own switchblade.
Oh.
And
I'm curious of where he got. I wonder if it was when he hanging out with high schoolers when he got that little trick, or if he knew it just in his.
John Hughes almost fired him because he really got into character. And while they don't show enough of him, the principal, played by the late Paul Gleason, he was a really mean asshole, but another damaged soul.
Estevez, Paul Gleason, Anthony Michael Hall, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy.
Reasonably good trailer, didn't give too much away. Definitely makes you interested to check it out, and this is one of the earliest 80s high school films to really treat kids as human beings than as a cliche or a gimmick. Check it out.